The following is a presentation of Tonganoxie Sports Live. It's time for the Chieftains on your new home for Tonganoxie High School athletics, Tonganoxie Sports Live. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance, locally owned and operated. Learn more at kansasins.com. Also by Brothers Market, Community National Bank, Midwest Chiropractic Center, SNS Auto Body, The White Birch Agency Realty Executives, Physical Therapy Solutions, First State Bank and Trust, the Tonganoxie Recreation Commission, and Wizard of Paws. It's time for the Chieftains, right here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Good evening and welcome to Beatty Field here in Tonganoxie, Kansas. My name is John Roshkolb. I'm here with Dylan Funk. We're here to bring you tonight's matchup between the visiting Louisburg Wildcats and your Tonganoxie Chieftains. It's a gorgeous night for football. It's a little bit overcast, about 55, 60 degrees. It's definitely a lot less humid than it was last week. When obviously last week Tonga came off that huge win over Baser Linwood. This will be the conference opener for Tonganoxie. Louisburg played Spring Hill, came away victorious last week. Dylan, what are we kind of expecting from tonight's matchup?
Well, John, what I'd be expecting for tonight's matchup is a lot more of what happened last week for Tonganoxie. Keep riding that wave of the momentum that they started last week at Baser Linwood, putting up a 60-burger again in that big victory last night, the 62-28 victory last week. This week, again, we already said first game in conference play against Louisburg. They're coming off of a confident win, 22-14 last week against Spring Hill, who is also in conference. So it's very crucial for Tonganoxie tonight to come out, just like they did last week, strike early, strike often, and stay on top. You don't want to fall behind to any conference opponent ever.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to thank all of our sponsors this year that's helping us bring this to you guys live in the era of social distancing. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance. At Kansas Insurance, you'll find personalized coverage designed for you. As an agency, they believe in taking time to issue personal care and attention to each individual client. To see how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most, call 913-369-6600. Folks, we are going to step away for a quick break, and we're going to come back with the Tonganoxie Chieftain Band here at Beatty Field. You're watching Tonganoxie Sports Live.
The team at White Birch Properties Realty Executives in Tonganoxie. Amanda, Brianna, and Joanna make up this team of like-minded individuals with the goal of making the home buying and selling. To be successful on the field or the court, you need a To be successful on the field or the court, you need a quality team. To be successful in the real estate game, you need the team at White Birch Properties Realty Executives in Tonganoxie. Amanda, Brianna, and Joanna make up this team of like-minded individuals with the goal of making the home buying and selling process enjoyable and stress-free. The team at White Birch Properties is in it to win it. Stop by and put together your game plan at 1203 State Avenue, Suite B in Tonganoxie, or call 913-417-1007.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
Dance choreography by Haley Hendricks, Alex Kelly, and Allie Albert. Ladies and gentlemen, our THS band and dance team.
Do you have a second real quick? We're having troubles with our audio. I just told them we're not being heard. It's just our feed. I know I had that up. That didn't work.
Yeah, now I got to put it down. Don't want to fall.
Boy, the white one's broken.
Please rise and remove your hats from the playing of our national anthem. Please clap along as the T-Town fight song. Let's hear it for the Marching Chieftains.
Yeah, folks, big thanks to the Marching Chieftains, the Tonganoxie High School cheer squad, and the Chieftains dance team. Glad that we can bring that to you in this era of social distancing. I know, for the opening night of the conference season, you certainly would expect the stadium to be full, but capacity restricted about half, and looks like we've got a fairly good group of fans in attendance. We're happy to bring to the rest of you at home. We're going to step away real quick from the pregame show brought to you by White Birch Properties, and we'll be back with an interview with Coach Troyer in just a minute.
You're here. Forget to pay that bill? Pay it from here. Don't cut your visit short to go to the bank. Make your deposit from here. And remember, you're always welcome to bank right here. Did you know First State Bank and Trust has donated over $112,000 to Tonganoxie schools? Every time you swipe your Tonganoxie Chieftain debit card, we donate. For more information, visit us at firststateks.com. Member FDIC.
Wizard of Paws, located in charming downtown Tonganoxie, offers personalized pet grooming with an attention to detail. At Wizard of Paws, your pet becomes family and will be in a clean, stress-free, relaxing environment. With appointments throughout the day, Wizard of Paws gives your pet a one-on-one grooming experience, ensuring they return to you quickly and looking fabulous. Call Wizard of Paws at 913-416-0255 or bring your pet in for a free estimate at 612 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie. Learn more at wizardofpawsgrooming.com.
And we are back here in Tonganoxie, Kansas at Beatty Field. Just a couple minutes left till kickoff between the visiting Louisburg Wildcats and your Tonganoxie Chieftains. Again, my name is John Rochel. I'm here with Dylan Funk. Set to bring you Tonganoxie Chieftains football on Tonganoxie Sports Live. We're going to be here to bring you every home game and every home and away game for football and a bunch of other games throughout the season. Make sure you follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel for information about our games. So we're super happy to be here. Out of midfield for the toss. As we get ready to go, let me kind of run through the starting lineups for both teams. First, for our visitors from Louisburg. The offensive starters for Louisburg, quarterback number 3, Weston Gutterman. In the backfield, running back number 8, Brandon Doles. Wide receiver number 11, Connor Vose. Also running back number 25, Colby Katow. Third running back in the wishbone offense formation for the Wildcats is number 32, Benjamin Wiedenman. Andy Hupp, also in the backfield. Line across the front, number 51, Nathan Vincent. Number 54, Aiden Barker. Number 62, Jackson Rooney. Number 65, Dominic Owens. And number 69, Jay Scullin. On the defensive side of the ball, you're going to hear a lot of the same names. Defensive back number 3, Weston Gutterman. Linebacker number 8, Brandon Doles. Defensive back number 11, Connor Vose. Linebacker number 22, Jace Hovey. Defensive back number 23, Justin Collins. Linebacker number 25, Colby Katow. Defensive back number 32, Benjamin Wiedenman. Defensive end number 36, Andy Hupp. Linebacker number 51. Starting on the offensive line tonight, number 51, Nathan Vincent. On the defensive line, number 54, Aiden Barker. And rounding up the D-line for the Wildcats, number 62, Jackson Rooney. The Wildcats are coached by Robert Ebenstein. And as we mentioned in the pregame, they are coming in with a 1-0 record on the year, 1-0 in conference. They defeated Spring Hill last week. Now, the starting line for your Tonganoxie Chieftains. Fullback number 3, a 5'7", 167-pound senior, number 3, Tyler Bowden. Wide receiver, a 5'9", 175-pound junior, number 7, Sam Cladesty. Running back, 6'3", 167, is a senior, number 24, Heston Robbins. The junior, 6 foot 210, running back number 25, Andrew Culvert. We will get the rest of the starting lineups to you as we get to them, and we're going to set for the kickoff. See if McWilliams sends it deep. Took a bit of a bounce, and Wiedemann bounced off Wiedemann. He was able to collect it, and the Chieftains are able to pin the Wildcats in on their looks like we're going to get a spot on the 14-yard line. Culvert with the tackle. First and 10 for the Wildcats. A wishbone offense. Ball handed off the middle to Wiedemann. Picks up a couple yards. So he might get out to the 15.
Great job there by Tonganoxie defense. You know, the best way to stop a wishbone defense, at least in my experience here, playing with Coach Bond, defense coordinator here at Tonganoxie, be assignment sound. Every player, you got to account for whatever player you got to be accountable for. You got to watch the ball in the backfield at all times. Don't take the bait and make yourself look like a fool, quite frankly.
Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. Keep your hands off to the fullback. Again, Wiedemann. Again, he's wrapped up at just like it looks like another. Again, you talked about the defensive assignment. Mind your gaps. Tonganoxie line doing a great job of that, stopping Wiedemann for just 2 yards.
Absolutely. Tonight, Tonganoxie on defense, they're going to have to be really physical. You showed that physicality last week against Baser. Now this week, they're going to have to step it up even more of a notch. They got to meet those. You got the pulling guards and then tackles and fullbacks coming at you. You got to be really aggressive and beat them right on at the nose, shrug them off, stop the ball in the backfield as best as you can.
3rd and 6. Wiedemann finally breaks it loose up the right side. Tamar Brown able to wrap him up a few yards downfield and stop the run there. Again, we're talking about the, minding the gaps and watching the pulling guards. Again, that time they were successful in pulling and getting, breaking that hole for Wiedemann. Getting the first down, getting the ball out to the 25-yard line. One receiver up the top of the formation. All three backs in the backfield. Little trickery. Ball comes to Colby Katau. He's wrapped up by a mob of Chieftains there in the middle after picking up 3 yards.
Again, see Louisburg so far, all runs so far here. So you can obviously tell their approaches. They're trying to get after this Tonganoxie defense early. They're having some early ball movement so far. As we saw last week with this Chieftain defense, though, kind of back at base, or whenever they kind of started to get a drive going, they would find a way to eventually kind of get them off the field and get the ball back to their offense. So it's interesting to see how this defense is going to react here after already give up an early first down and a second and manageable here to start.
Yeah. 3 backs in the formation, 1 receiver up top. And this time Gutterman keeps it and pushes up the middle, picks up about 4 yards there. Brings up 3rd and 3. Wrapped up by number 24, Heston Robbins, senior captain for the Chieftains.
I'm waiting for the quarterback of Louisburg to pull it out eventually and try to get some type of pass game going here. This has been straight run. Trying to set him up perfectly for that play action pass.
Again, now the short little toss to the fullback there.
Great stuff up there by that Tonganoxie front.
Holding for no gain there on the attempt. Looks like brings up kind of a 4th and 2 there. It's going to be looks like the Wildcats are going to go for it.
I like this aggressiveness early. It looks like they're going to line up and they're going to try to go for it here. Looks like they might have gotten defensive jump, maybe.
Yeah, looks like, looking at the signal on the near side referee, he taps his hips, and Tonganoxie jumped on that, so gives the Wildcats a free first down. Defense not going to be too terribly happy with that, but all in all, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's still early going here. 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
I can tell looking here at the sideline that Coach Bonnie is just absolutely irate at that. I mean, not only when you're a defensive lineman, you're down there by the ball, you almost have no excuse to chop off sides, right? And especially when it's a 4th down situation, you should already know it's kind of coming. A little bit of sloppiness here by the Chieftains. Hope they pick it up.
Yeah. First and 10 from the 38. One back motions to the right side, leaving traditional I-back set. Pitch to Wiedemann. Wiedemann's wrapped up and brought to the ground by Tamar Brown.
Brought down by
Great
Looks like
job.
a gain of 2 on the play. We have 2nd and 8.
Great job there. We've already seen the transfer senior linebacker, number 46, Brandon Martin, John, coming over from Piper. This being his senior year, and with Piper being in Wyandotte County and their situation with how they were handling COVID and sports, he thought it was in his best interest transfer over to a school that was playing. And what better school to choose here than Tonganoxie, as this team, just seemed to keep getting more and more talented each week.
And
we have a timeout.
Timeout taken by Louisburg. We will take that break with them. You're listening to Tonganoxie Sports Live, presented by Kansas Insurance.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com.
And we're back here in Tonganoxie, Kansas. See your Chieftains trotting back on the field after a Louisburg timeout. Wildcats have 2nd and 8 from their 40-yard line. 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
Very impressive drive. Louisburg here on our opening drive already chewed up, already half the clock. We're down to 6 minutes now. As we saw last week, the Chieftain defense, kind of one of their slight flaws that they have was the run defense. And Troyer even said in his post-game interview last week, that's something they needed to work on.
Yep.
Lewisburg here looking to exploit it.
3 backs in the backfield, short motion, closer to the line of scrimmage, handoff, and nothing doing there. Handoff goes to Andy Hupp, but William Washington right there to wrap him up pretty easy. Not correction, Brandon Martin. We were talking about the transfer from Piper. He's familiar with both teams already, having watched Tonganoxie last year and having played against Louisburg, and spotted that one coming a mile away and just filled that hole and stopped Hupp with for no gain. Looks like they might have given him 1 yard, so we've got 3rd and 7 from the 41-yard line. First pass of the game, and not quite able to catch it as Katau was diving there trying to get down to it. Just couldn't quite come up with the grab on that, but it's nice. We talked about the way the run had set up. We were waiting to see the pass. And
Gutterman had him wide open too, but that pressure there by Sam Cladesty, just kind of making him make that off-balance throw off his back foot. If that was if he was actually able to step into that throw, though, it could be a different situation right now.
Louisburg is going to go ahead and punt it away this time. Lane Riles. Ball takes a pretty decent Tonganoxie bounce, and it's going to be down on the 31-yard line. This is where the official on the near side spots the ball. Tonganoxie will take over on the with 1st and 10, the 31-yard line. We'll run you through the starters for Tonganoxie. Backfield, fullback number 3, Tyler Bowden. He had a pretty solid game last week. Sam Callidesty, stepping in quarterback. Pistol set, got 2 backs in the backfield. 1 receiver split either side. Callidesty calls for the ball and hands off to Bowden. Bowden able to turn that into a couple of yards as one of the Wildcats got through the line, but Bowden able to turn that into a couple of yards.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably top priority defensive game plan for the Wildcats coming into this game is somehow stop Tyler Bowden. Last week at Baser, he had 32 runs for 317 yards, averaging about 10 yards a carry, and also the cherry on top, finishing with 3 touchdowns rushes as well.
Handoff goes again to Bowden, and he pushes the pile up the middle and picks up another couple of yards there. Again, we talked with Coach Troy earlier this week, and he was saying this week is definitely going to be a more physical game than they saw with Basil Linwood. Even though Louisburg has kind of a short roster, they're definitely putting up a lot stronger fight than Basil Linwood did. The offensive line's getting tested a little bit more.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a game. It's physical up front already on both sides. Yep. So, the key is nutrition, though. As we get deeper into the game, is it going to keep happening? Or
3 receivers on the near side here. Snap goes to Gabe Bailey. It's complete on the far side for a first down. Heston Robin picks up the grab on his 45-yard line as he tucks the ball and rolls out of bounds. Blake Poggi was a Week 1 starter for the Wildcats.
The Chieftains.
Yeah, Chieftains. Sorry, folks. Looking at my score sheet and seeing some funny stuff. And Bailey takes the handoff again, hands it to Bowden. Bowden chews through the hole there, picks up 5 yards on that one.
The way that Bowden just runs the ball, the way he's able to just cut and go in different directions in just an instant, it's just so deadly for this offense, bringing truly another dimension to it. I kind of after watching that Chiefs game last night, kind of gives me kind of some flashes of Clyde Edwards-Helaire kind of back there. He's not the biggest, but
another handoff to Bowden, picks up a couple yards over the pile. Jackson Rooney on the ground there manages to get just a hand on Bowden and makes a tackle possible there for 3rd and 3 from the 47, just shy of the 50-yard line. Gabe Bailey in the pistol set. 2 receivers to his right, 1 is left. Bowden in his left hip pocket. High snap, handoff goes to Bowden. Bowden stutter steps and comes forward, able to get the first down and then some. Tackle by Aiden Barker. Solid 6-yard gain there for Bowden. Brings up 1st and 10. On the 42-yard line. Two receivers up top, 1 just shy on the right. Bailey steps back to pass, steps into the pass, connects with Clydesty. Clydesty able to hold on to the ball, get out of bounds. He's wrapped up by Connor Vos. And Clydesty was able to pick up 9 yards on that play.
Just a great route there by Clydesty, trying to run upfield, thinking he's going to streak down, but instantly kind of chopping his feet, get back, kind of cutting back to the sideline, giving Bailey great window to throw it to him. Great execution there. Hope they can keep it up.
Receiver split either side. Handoff goes to Bowden. Bowden just snacks right up the middle. And one of the things we saw last week is he has a kind of a sixth sense to find those holes and just put his whole body there. And like that, he needed 1 yard, got 2. He saw just a little bit of daylight, was able to put his shoulder down and charge through. And
absolutely. I mean, he's a special talent, and John, he was also another one that transferred into Tongi. He came in earlier this summer. Last year's play, he played at 6A Lawrence Free State High School, had multiple all-team selections, accolades. So when you kind of got like that kind of talent in the backfield.
Bailey steps back to throw, and fortunate there to not be picked off as Weston Gutterman diving across the middle. Ball was a little bit overthrown. Not sure if there was a miscommunication or on the routes or what happened there, but ball was a little bit overthrown. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Chieftains.
Really, I mean, all last game we saw Poggi, taking the snaps at quarterback. So this is really Bailey's first snaps that he's taken all year. So, just kind of this first drive. They started off with the run, tried to get him more comfortable, and now with the passes. So he might have sailed that one over his head just a little bit, but he's looking to correct it out, get his confidence back going up.
Hand off to Bowden. Bowden has tons of room there. Wrapped up by a couple of Wildcats. Bowden picks up 5 yards on that carry. That was one where we talked about him smash mouth kind of find the smash mouth, but that one, just the offensive line there did a job, broke that hole wide open, and Bowden was able to scamper right in.
Absolutely. And in these physical games, when the physicality comes down to the offense and defensive line, both, you want your offense to control.
Snap to Bailey, looks short to Bowden. Looks like forward progress might have been enough to get him a first down. As he ball spotted just on the inside of the 20-yard line, and it's the end of our first quarter.
Great job there by the Louisburg defense, holding this explosive Tonganoxie offense scoreless here in the first quarter.
Yep. Well, guys, we're going to end the first quarter scoreless 0-0 here in Tonganoxie. You're watching Chieftains Sports Live.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
With the First State Bank and Trust mobile app, you can bank from anywhere. Check your balance while you're waiting in line here, or transfer funds while you're here. Forget to pay that bill? Pay it from here. Don't cut your visit short to go to the bank. Make your deposit from here. And remember, you're always welcome to bank right here. Did you know First State Bank and Trust has donated over $112,000 to Tonganoxie schools? Every time you swipe your Tonganoxie Chieftain debit card, we donate. For more information, visit us at firststateks.com. Member FDIC.
Back here for the second quarter, Tonganoxie Sports Live, presented by Kansas Insurance. Bailey in the one-back set to start the second quarter. Two receivers to his right. Hands off to Bowden. Bowden, nice little spin move there to break through the line of scrimmage. Picks up 7 yards on that.
Run by Bowden. Brought down by Cateau. 6 yards on the carry. Brings up second down and 4.
Kind of the same offensive script that we kind of saw last week from the Chieftains as well. Like Troyer said, they want to be a 50-50 spread offensive team. A little bit of pass, a little bit of run here and there. It's kind of hard when you do have, again, the type of runner you have in Tyler Bowden, not to go to him every play, but just try so far get all their guys involved as much as they can on this first drive. It would be crucial.
Bit of a high snap there, but Bailey able to get it under control. Hand off to Bowden. Bowden makes chicken salad out of that one. Enough for the first down there. Picks up 4 yards and a couple of inches there. First and goal for the Chieftains on their 9-yard line. Two backs in the backfield for Bailey. One receiver shallow to his right, one left. Goes for snap. Little play action pass there. Complete to Kaleidosty, but Gutterman was able to read that pretty well and keep the coverage up. Kaleidosty picks up a yard on the play regardless.
So not only can he hand the ball off, throw the ball off, but apparently he can bring the hit stick too with him. There, that was absolute, just nice hit there by Gutterman on Kaleidosty, keeping the minimum game there.
As had Washington was tracking all the way and was able to get there and keep the gain to 1 for the Chieftains. One back set for the Chieftains. Bailey again steps back, looks to pass. Goes to.
Did he get the feet?
Goes to Robbins, and Robbins was just nudged out of the end zone a little bit. He was up, tip and toeing, but got that little bump from the.
And this is what happens when you skip your ballet lessons. Getting the toe points down. And, of course,
he had the point. He had it on point. He just was, give credit to the Wildcats there.
Absolutely.
Fender was there to nudge him just enough out of bounds to keep Tonganoxie off the scoreboard. Bring up third down for the Chieftains. Bowden in the right hip pocket of Bailey. Snap a little bit high again, looking to pass. And this time a little overthrown. Looking again to Heston Robbins there in the back corner of the end zone. As this, that was a good idea. Robbins was open, but the little floater pass from Bailey just caught a little bit too much air. And
and let's give credit to where credit's due for this Louisburg defense. What a stop there. That was absolutely crucial because you're holding this Chieftain defense, so now they're looking to go for the field goal. So
yeah, McWilliams set to kick. Classy back to hold. Snaps is up and backing down, and it's
good.
Right down the middle. Right down Broadway, and Tonganoxie strikes first in this Frontier League matchup. Take a 3-0 lead with 9:54 left in the half. Apologies, folks, we're resetting our scoreboard camera here. Tonganoxie, nice to be able to put some points on the scoreboard after a pretty solid drive there. Driving 70 yards. Little thump in the background as one of our chairs goes away.
I mean, and Coach Troyer and Preston Troyer too, the offensive coordinator. When you get the ball inside the 10-yard line, you want to punch it in, for 6 points, obviously. So obviously they're going to be a little disappointed, in that drive, just walking away with 3 points. But Louisburg defense has come to play physical, and I don't know if they've caught Tongi off guard a little bit. But we could be in for a defensive grudge match tonight, John.
Yeah, looking at the team's games last week, obviously Tongi had an offensive slugfest with Basel Linwood. On the flip side of that, Louisburg and Spring Hill is 22-14 matchup. So again, it's a very low-scoring game. Be interested to see how Tonganoxie can, if they can, put that offensive momentum together that they had last week, or kind of rebuild some of that. Obviously don't necessarily expect another 60-point outing, but wouldn't complain. McWilliams sets kickoff. Nice little chip shot there, and almost took a fortunate bounce for Tonganoxie as the Wildcats kind of had a little bit of a miscommunication on who was going to catch that. Fair catch was pretty quickly called for, but Colby Cattell and Weston Gutterman both collapsing toward it, and fortunate to be still.
Yeah, I mean, and Louisburg has to know, watching the tape from last week, it was Tongi would rarely ever kick it down deep. It was more than likely they kind of have that little pooch onside kick, so. I would have to imagine Louisburg in practice would have to have practice that and say, hey, be organized, communicate with your teammates, try to not have mistakes like that.
Three backs set for Louisburg. Handoff goes to Cattell, and he's just wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage there.
This might be his first game as a Chieftain, but Brandon Martin is already making an impact. I love the way he just came flying from the second level, filling the hole, stopping that run there at the line of scrimmage. That was absolutely textbook.
Second and 10 from the 35-yard line for Louisburg. Again, Louisburg in the wishbone set, 3 backs in the backfield. This time kept by Gutterman, and he is stopped for a couple of yards loss. Looking for that option, I think he might have held on. He had the back open, but opted to hang on to it, and I think that was to his detriment.
And again, this Chieftain defense being very assignment sound on there. Everybody accounting for their man, especially up at that linebacker group, because it is crucial for them. Watch where that running back is going at all times. So kind of closing that option off for him made Gutterman keep the ball for himself. In a short game. So we got 3rd and long here coming up for the Wildcats. You would think maybe they would probably have to try to pass it here, right, John?
You'd think. But, it's, again, 3-back set. Little play action there. And that time, Jackson Stevens just stunned Gutterman in there in the backfield. He kind of broke through. I don't know if it was a blown assignment or if that's just, great run through by Stevens. But, he was there. He met Gutterman head on, and Gutterman was like, oh.
Yeah, I think Stevens might have read that play kind of coming a mile away, kind of giving the fake handoff and trying to bootleg it out.
Yep.
Backside, perfectly played there by Stevens.
Riles back to punt for Louisburg. Line drive kick, rolls out of bounds on the 44-yard line. Last week, Tonganoxie had pretty good run of field position. Looks like this week is going to be a lot of the same. This time the line drive kick from Riles, not a bad idea to kind of minimize the return, but got a little bit too much to the near sideline and didn't carry as much as I think he was hoping. But Tonganoxie will start with the ball again in great field position on the 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Bowden and Bailey in the backfield. Pair of receivers either side for the Chieftains. Bowden motions out of the backfield. Bailey calls for the snap. Gets it, looks deep. Pocket kind of collapses, and Bailey picks the ball up and runs it out of bounds. Solid hit there by Colby Katau to knock Bailey out of bounds. And
I see the coaches on the Chieftains sideline asking, look at the helmet. Was that helmet the helmet? I think that was just a great, shoulder hit there by number 25, Colby Katau.
He just lowered his shoulder and drove Bailey out of bounds.
And I know we're in kind of that age of football where across all levels now it's all about protecting the quarterback, but
that's just a good hit.
Yeah,
that's just a good solid hit. Snap comes Bailey. Sit back and again forced to step up in the pocket. This time he gets wrapped up by the Wildcats there. Aiden Barker, one of the 2 Wildcats there on the stop. That time the coverage broke down and kept Bailey from finding his receiver downfield, but that time the offensive line couldn't hang on. And
Barker and Rooney, they just kind of just dominated in their spots. They shoved the lineman out of the way, got back there, put another decent hit on Bailey. That's a couple times now already on this drive he's been hit pretty hard. Might try to maybe kind of try to shake his cage a little bit, get him a little uncomfortable back there.
Receiver split either side. Back in the backfield again. Bailey stepped back to pass. Short. Almost picked off there by Colby Katau. Pass was a little bit outside there. Looking for Bowden, but that was always going to be a tough pass to make. Katau's got a couple of inches on Bowden, and
I'll tell you what, John. This Louisburg defense is bringing attitude, and they are coming after, Tongi. They're coming after Bailey. They're coming after Bowden. So this Tonganoxie offense, they're going to have to get back on the sideline. They're going to have to regroup. And just try to figure out where to go from here. Almost another block punt there, almost.
It's a towering punt there by McWilliams, but not a ton of distance. Goes to the opposite the 37-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot the ball. It's a courteous spot there from the officials. Spots it at the 39-yard line. Wildcats will take it over on their 39. Wishbone set, 1 receiver split near side for Louisburg. Line comes set. Handoff right up the middle. Wiedemann right up the middle, picks up about 3 yards on the carry there.
Brought down by Connor Brook.
Stop by Connor Brook for Tonganoxie.
Yeah, if it's not obvious by now, I think Louisburg's game plan, offensive game plan in this perspective coming into this game. Obviously, looking at the tape last week, kind of trying to exploit the Chieftains' biggest defensive flaw, and that's the run game. So far, trying to mix up a little bit of variety as far as being in the wishbone, but so far Chieftains being very disciplined, as we again see there, rallying together, having another short run here.
Yeah, great discipline there by the defensive line to hold Katao to 1 yard gain on that.
Brings up 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6 from the 43 for Louisburg.
And again, and you look at Louisburg last week, when we saw them play against Spring Hill, it was a 24-14 game, whereas Tonganoxie, as the offensive juggernaut they were last week, Louisburg's big thing for him going last week was the run game as well. So this Tonganoxie defense trying to make them beat them through the pass game. At least that's what it's looking like so far. They're doing very well defending against the run.
Set their handoff, looking for the cutback lane. He finally finds it, but only manages a couple yards. Justin Collins there. His first carry of the night. Checks in, picks up a couple yards. 4th and 4, and Louisburg looks like they're lining up to go for it. Again, we saw them do that their first 4th down.
Definitely.
They got a hard count
Yeah,
caught Tongi offside, and see if the defense has picked up on that. And one of the things my coach always told me in the 3-backs, motions out to the short right, and we got a timeout. Timeout Louisburg. They called their second timeout. Yep. Didn't like what they saw. And we will go ahead and take that with them here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Midwest Chiropractic Center in Tonganoxie is ready to get you back to being the active, energetic person you want to be. Midwest Chiropractic offers a friendly and caring environment with the most comprehensive care for your chiropractic, rehabilitative, and fitness needs. Dr. Robert Shook and Dr. Daniel Haug at Midwest Chiropractic Center care about your health, and their approach to care proves it. To schedule your appointment, call 913-369-0022 or visit them at mwchiropractic.com.
We're back at Beatty Field here in Tonganoxie, Kansas. About 4 minutes left in the first half. Chieftains leading 3-0. 4th down and 4 yards to go for Louisburg. Before we cut away, they were lined up to go for it, but now it looks like they've decided to step back and punt the ball away. Low snaps, able to collect it. Almost blocked there. Ball takes a Louisburg bounce, goes a couple yards downfield from where it landed.
Change of possession brings up 1st and 10 for the
Chieftains will take over on their 27-yard line.
So now we're going to see here, big goal for the Chieftains here on this drive, being held to 3 points, so far in this game, and, we're kind of getting close to, we're under 4 minutes here left in the second quarter. I don't know why the quarterback play has changed over the past weeks, this past week. Obviously the coaches see something in Bailey that
About to hand off, he breaks through, but his ball is stripped there and recovered. Brandon Dole's able to stick his hand in, strip the ball, and then fall on it for Louisburg. That's going to be a huge play for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was absolutely the last thing that the Chieftains needed on that drive, was to give up a turnover, and not only give up a turnover, but also give Louisburg great field position. Again, so now here they are on their side, or on the Chieftains side of the 50-yard line. Still plenty of time left here in the second half. Now they're looking to cash in this turnover into points.
Yeah. So Louisburg will take over on their 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Batten had tons of room there, but just, didn't quite have a good handle on the ball there, and was, Ball's on the ground, and
it's kind of first fumble of the year for Tyler Bowden.
another three-back set. And we've got multiple flags on the field. All three referees around the line of scrimmage sent flags flying, and going to have a false start on Louisburg there. Not sure if it's a false start or if they're too many men in motion. You saw one of the backs motioning out of the backfield, and then almost as soon as he did that, all three flags flew and whistles blew. And
yeah, it sounds like they're calling it a false start, but I think something with that running back motion, tipped the white, had to throw the flag there.
Yeah. Three-back set, one receiver up top for Louisburg. Play action there. Gutterman throws, looking to find Brandon Doles down the right sideline, but
that was great defense there by number 30 for the Chieftains. Tamar Brown kind of running alongside the receiver there on that play, Doles, kind of helping close that window. Kind of keeping him over to the sideline. For that pass to be complete, it just would have been a perfect pass, from Gutterman. But again, great coverage there by Tamar Brown.
All right. Wishbone set, three backs, one receiver near side. This time handoff goes to Katow, and he picks up 3 yards on the right side, almost back to the original line of scrimmage. Third looks like about 13 for Louisburg.
Louisburg here, they'd love to convert here. They would hate to give away that turnover. Right there, kind of wasted away for no points here, especially towards the end as we start to get to the end of the second half here, or the second quarter, excuse me.
But that would be a huge stop for the Chieftains there on the flip side. And we talk about huge stops, and there you go. Interception there, but the interception, Chieftains were able to come with the interception, but I really chalk that play up to Brandon Stevens. He broke through, and see Gutterman back there. If he was a Looney Tune, you'd see about 5 sets of eyes as you see Stevens racing down on him, and he just jumps and kind of heaves away, hoping to get rid of it. Not a well-advised throw.
Yeah, a little undisciplined play there. I think I would just try to hold on to the ball, punt the ball, try to pin the Chieftains deep, but tip your hat to Stevens making another great play.
Bowden again gets the handoff, comes up the right side. That time tucks the ball nice and tight in the breadbasket. Picks up a good 6 yards on that play. Chieftains are just inside midfield. Call it second and a short 5. Sent back to Bailey. Bailey steps up into the pocket.
Looks like he lateraled it back.
Now he holds on to it, goes down for the sack. Aiden Barker able to get through and wrap Bailey up.
That was a dangerous play right there, by Bailey. Great, trying to keep the play going. That's great, but if he pitches it back and it's fumbled again and recovered, you're looking at back-to-back drives with turnovers, and now we're Chieftains faced here with a 3rd and long.
Chieftains go to the Wildcat set with Clydecy checking in. Calls for the snap. Gets it, hands the ball off, and Bowden again darts through, finds a hole, and he's out in the secondary. Huge gain there from Bowden. Finally brought down by Justin Collins, but
great blocking there by the right side of the offensive line, really sealing the edge, letting Bowden get that full head of steam, getting upfield, doing what he does best. That's the play the Chieftains have been looking for, quite frankly, this whole first half. I believe, let's see if they can get the spark going. They can end with 6. Now we're going to have a defensive penalty, it looks like.
Very, very quick whistle and flag from the officials, and we'll see what we got. What signal? So, yeah, just basic neutral zone infraction.
And if you're Louisburg here, this is the absolute worst time to try to spiral out of control. You need to try to keep the composure. Just try your best to limit his drive to as fewest points as you can.
Classy keeps the ball there. Goes up the left side, makes a nice little spin move, picks up the first down and then some, takes it to the 20-yard line. And we got a timeout on the field. This one's called by Tonganoxie.
Just a reminder, Tonganoxie Board of Education policy prohibits the use of any tobacco or nicotine.
Tonganoxie in the Wildcat set there with the direct snap to Cladesty. Cladesty fakes the hands off and sees plenty of open space on his left and steps up and heads for Pater. Not able to turn it into, not able to capitalize, but good eyes from the senior there.
And it's interesting, seeing how much this Chieftain, the Chieftain offense has drastically changed ever since last week. They almost kind of look out of character, in many ways so far in this drive. So I think it is really important, to kind of have that confidence going into halftime here that they got to get a touchdown on this drive because, if you're held to another field goal or you get no points out of this, the momentum is almost go all the way to Louisburg. So, Chieftains really looking to punch it in here and try to finish strong before the half.
One receiver on either side for Cladesty. Cladesty takes a snap and just follows his blockers, Bowden and host, and he breaks through. And nice spin move by Cladesty to elude his tackler and punch the ball in for 6. Touchdown, Chieftains!
Not giving up on a play, John. That is what it looks like right there. Cladesty looked like it could have been wrapped up and brought down multiple times on that play. Just kind of, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, as Chris Berman would say of the NFL. Just finding a way to get into the end zone. That exactly is what the Chieftains needed here.
Keep those legs moving and just fight for every inch and back to hold the extra point. And it is up and good for McWilliams. Tonganoxie tacks on the extra point. Your score, Chieftains 10, Wildcats 3. We'll take a quick break here on Tonganoxie Sports Live, presented by Kansas Insurance.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
We're back at Beatty Field here in Tonganoxie, Kansas. You're watching Tonganoxie Sports Live. Glad to have everybody with us tonight. My name is John Rochman with Dylan Funk. We talked about the need for Tonganoxie to really find that momentum going into halftime, and plays like that do it. You see Cladesty just running and just refusing to go down. Spin. There were a couple spin moves happened during that, and he was able to finally punch it in for 6.
Absolutely, and like last week, those are the plays that we'd see Bowden make, and now it seems tonight it looks like Cladesty's kind of coming to step up, kind of be that playmaker for the Chieftains tonight.
Nick Williams steps up and sends this one deep. Brought in by Gutterman at the 17, and he's going to bring it back. He's wrapped up pretty, right away, just barely makes it out to 25-yard line there. Solid coverage on the kickoff return there from the Chieftains. Sets up a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for Louisburg.
It's interesting to see what the Louisburg offense is going to do here. We're under a minute now. They're down by 2 scores, see if they'll try to branch away from the run game and try to air it out downfield a little more.
3 backs, 1 receiver to the right side, and it looks like they're going to hand it right up the middle and let the crowd peel off and see what we've got there.
Carried by Andy Hupp.
Andy Hupp gets the ball there, picks up a yard. Tonganoxie calls their second time out of the half. We've got 49 seconds left to go in the half.
So now we're seeing here from Tonganoxie, they're saying, okay, well, if you guys are going to run the ball then we're going to stop you, and then we're going to call our timeouts, and we're going to try to get this ball back before halftime, maybe try to put up another score here. Quite honestly surprised we haven't seen more of the pass game from Louisburg tonight, but
the Wishbone offense is pretty solid. It's designed to really confuse the defense and give the offense a lot of options. But from what we've seen tonight, it's almost as if they're in the formation, but not really utilizing the offense to its full potential. We've seen a lot of runs.
Right.
We've only seen a couple of play action passes. Talk again. Here we go. 3 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver near side. Nobody up top for the Wildcats. Got him in snaps and hands off right in the middle. Hands up right up the middle to Hupp, and again,
it's almost like every play. It's almost like every play here. Louisburg out of the wishbone, they're just kind of handing it off to the first option. They're not really utilizing that second and even the third option. It's pretty clear, I think, by now the Chieftains have, they have been studying this offense all week. They've come prepared, and they're shutting down that first option right away. So, got to be a halftime adjustment for the Wildcats, I would think, to kind of say, okay, guys, let's try to expand here, try to get something moving here.
Tonganoxie takes their final time out of the half, again with 3rd and 10 on the Louisburg 25. Correction, 3rd and 9 on the 26-yard line, hoping to stop Louisburg here and get the ball back. About the only way that the only way that Tongi doesn't have a solid chance is if Louisburg's able to run the ball, obviously for first down. But then if they run the ball, they can potentially milk enough of the clock out on the 4th down on a punt. But
and I believe that was Tonganoxie's last timeout.
Yep.
Too. So if they run the ball, you're just trying to look to maybe strip it out of there, try to get a field goal. But
Gutterman again. This time Gutterman lets his backs run through and keeps it himself. Tonganoxie right there reads every bit of it, and he's brought down, picks up 4 yards, but tackled by a gang of Chieftains right there in the middle. Brings up 4th and 5 for Louisburg, and
they can milk the rest of this clock out.
Yeah, so that was the situation we were just talking about. They've got 23 seconds on the play clock and 14 seconds on the game clock, so Louisburg does not even have to run a play here. They can take it down as low as they want. I mean, I can't imagine they wouldn't run a play, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and take the safe route into half. We're going to head to halftime with the score: Tonganoxie Chieftains 10, Louisburg Wildcats 0.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission understands that the benefits of recreation are endless. That's why they are continually working to develop programs for all the residents of Tonganoxie. Great programs like the 3rd and 4th grade basketball league and the 4th through 6th grade volleyball clinics. Registration for those programs are open right now and are great for any skill level. For more information or to get registered, go to tongirec.org or call the Tonganoxie Recreation Commission at 913-845-3502.
Community-minded, community-strong. That's what you get with Community National Bank in Tonganoxie. A small-town feel with the best banking services, including great options on loans, checking and saving accounts, CDs, safety deposit boxes, and more. At Community National Bank, people don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. To learn more, check us out on Facebook at Community National Bank KS or visit communitynationalbank.net. Go Chieftains!
what would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to S&S Body Shop in Tonganoxie. S&S has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and more. Plus, they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
We are back here at Beatty Field in Tonganoxie, Kansas. You're watching Tonganoxie Sports Live, presented by Kansas Insurance. At Kansas Insurance, you'll find personalized coverage designed for you. As an agency, they believe in taking time to issue personal care and attention to each individual client. To see how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most, call 913-369-6600. My name's John Rochelle. I'm here with Dylan Funk. Chieftains are up 10-0 at the half. We'll kind of, obviously we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is the first Frontier League matchup for the Chieftains tonight, and second for Louisburg. We'll take you around the league real quick. Other action. Still, what else is going on around the league tonight?
Well, quite frankly, I mean, there's a lot going on around the league. I'm looking here. Don't have the halftime scores posted quite yet. Looks like Piper and Lansing are squaring off tonight. No.
Checking the scoreboard on Max Preps, and one of the things we are very appreciative of our Max Preps scoreboard guy who's taking care of that. We're kind of at the mercy of the folks around the rest of the league.
Yeah. Shout whoever runs the Max Preps for Tonganoxie. Shout out to you, man, because you are a stud. Whoever you are a stud. All the stats and scores are up to date. John, looks like here not a lot of scores right they posted, but there is football happening around the league. That
everybody in the Frontier League is in action tonight. So we got we talked earlier in the broadcast about Piper being in Wyandotte County. They're under kind of a different set of mandates than most of the rest of the Frontier League.
Right.
Not able to play any home games, but obviously, they made the decision to get out and play a lot of games on the road, kind of still get their student athletes a chance to play, and excited to see them here in a couple weeks.
And I mean, and hats off to Piper and I believe Bonners, the other school here, in Wyandotte County that the Chieftains really play here. Hats off to those districts for at least trying to figure out a way to get those players, student athletes out on the field to try to play. This year, regardless of if you're playing all your games on the road or whatever it may be, those boys just want to get out there and play football and do what they love. And especially in times like these when we just kind of want to get back to what we felt was normal a year ago. A year ago, tonight we were kind of back in normal Friday night lights. Everything was normal, and quite frankly, everything's just changed with the pandemic. So, I mean, my hat's off to them for at least trying to find a way to get these boys out here to play football tonight.
You mentioned the pandemic. We've got a much smaller crowd than you might expect for the home opener. Stadium capacity looks kept about 50% in the stands. Everybody in family units, everybody's social distancing and masking when they're not able to do that. Again, as we sit here and look out in front of us, we've got I would say 99% of the folks in the crowd have a mask on. We see a couple people taking off to snack and drink, but again, everybody doing what they need to do to get these kids back out on the field. And it's great to see everybody kind of coming together and doing what needs to be done to bring sports back.
Right. Yep. I mean, this isn't just a one-man show, as you and I know. Even running this broadcast is not a one-man show. So definitely in sports, what is sports? Bringing people together, from different backgrounds, whatever, going towards one common goal, and that also helps when the fans and the parents, the faculty of the district or whatever, when they're all going hand in hand too to really help us bring sports this fall. You love to see it, quite frankly. We would love to see sell out Friday Night Lights, but it's awesome that we're just even here talking week 2 of Frontier League football tonight, John.
Yeah, and we're happy to be bringing this to you on YouTube, Tonganoxie Sports Live, and Mr. Mac Williams. We will definitely make sure to get your son's name pronounced correctly. Thank you for the correction. We'll get that squared away, and love seeing all the activity in the live chat. So we were running into a little bit of a problem again with our scoreboard camera. We've got that up and running here in front of us. We're going to take a quick break here on Tonganoxie Sports Live, and we'll come back to the halftime show presented by Community National Bank right after this break.
Wizard of Paws, located in charming downtown Tonganoxie, offers personalized pet grooming with an attention to detail. At Wizard of Paws, your pet becomes family and will be in a clean, stress-free, relaxing environment. With appointments throughout the day, Wizard of Paws gives your pet a one-on-one grooming experience, ensuring they return to you quickly and looking fabulous. Call Wizard of Paws at 913-416-0255 or bring your pet in for a free estimate at 612 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie. Learn more at wizardofpawsgrooming.com.
And we're back. The halftime show is brought to you by Community National Bank in Tonganoxie. Community-minded, community-strong. Community National Bank is a small-town bank with big-time capabilities. For a full range of banking services, visit Community National at 231 North Main Street or online at communitynationalbank.net. We sat down with Coach Al Troyer before today's game to talk about some of the things he expects. Didn't have a chance to bring that to you pregame like we would normally do, but we'll take a quick break, step away here, catch up with Coach at the halftime, and we'll pop back to the halftime show and get you set for the second half.
You guys start your league schedule this week with Louisburg. Nice home opener. What are you looking for this week's game?
Well, Louisburg definitely tries to they like to run the ball a lot. They will pass out of it, but mainly a more physical game than we had last week. That they're a physical team. They get after it. They were real good the last few years, and since we've been in the Frontier League, it's been a battle for us. So we're expecting them to be tough on defense and pretty strong on offense.
Yeah, you mentioned you're expecting a more physical game this week. Your offensive line looked really solid last week against Baser Linwood. How do you think that's going to match up against Louisburg's defense?
They're growing up each week. We started out with a young group. We only have one senior on it, and they got better last week, and we're expecting good things from them. So we'll just have to see if it's more of a pounded type grind game. Where with Baser we were kind of both throwing the ball around a little bit.
You're talking about last week with Baser. You're talking about the run game. Bowden had just an amazing game. Do you expect that same kind of performance from him this week, or are you going to try and mix up the backfield a little bit?
Well, I mean, Tyler's very dynamic. We'd like to think that's going to happen again this week, but we always have to have other wrinkles and other things ready, in case we need to make adjustments.
Okay. So talk defensively. What are some of the key players you're going to be looking to stop for Louisburg?
Well, and last week against Spring Hill, they ran a wishbone offense. So, we've got 4 threats to stop, the fullback and both running backs and the quarterback. He likes to keep the ball. The quarterback's pretty dynamic. He can run and throw. So, we've got to be ready for anything.
All right. this week, being a short week, and the kids start back to school, did that kind of shake up your practice schedule or anything like that?
Not really. We still practice Monday afternoon, evening, later than usual, so they could have more time with their family. And then the rest of the week has been, just like we normally would. And this is actually our first true in-school game week, so you're getting used to that routine.
Okay. And obviously we talked. You've got obviously in the time of coronavirus and all the social distancing, what sort of additional precautions are you guys having to take as we get deeper into the season?
We just, with our practice times, we try to go as little contact as possible, and then we're in and out of drills. We have pods or have different individual groups that we spread out. We have masks on in our drills, and we try to stay spaced out when we go to team. We run the play, we're back away. We run the play, we're back away. So just things that Keisha has advised us to do. We try to stay with that protocol.
Awesome. Any last thoughts as we head to week 1 of the conference schedule?
Well, it's going to be a nice night for football. Going to be some cool weather, for mid-September, and so we just expect a great atmosphere. And Louisburg is always a great opponent to bring in here. So.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Coach, and good luck tonight.
Sure. All right, thanks.
Take care.
All right, we'll see you tonight.
All right.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
We're back at Beatty Field here in Tonganoxie, Kansas, as both teams are coming back onto the field after the halftime break. Halftime show has been brought to you by Community National Bank in Tonganoxie. Community-minded, community-strong. John Roshkob here with Dylan Funk. Again, we're looking to get the second half underway here in just about 5 minutes or so. We've got a minute and a half left on the clock, and then each team's given about 3 minutes to warm up. So let's talk about the first half. It kind of had a bit of got off to a slow start, but Tonganoxie able to take the momentum into the halftime break with Claddacy punching in that touchdown and tack on the extra point for the 10-0 lead. Take us through. What sort of things did Tonganoxie do really well in that first half?
I think what Tonganoxie did really well that first half is stopping the options of the wishbone offense of Louisburg. We've seen. And kind of on Louisburg's end, I'm kind of wondering what in halftime they kind of talked about. Maybe let's try switching up the game plan a little bit. Try to open up the offense a little bit more, because it seemed like every time they run the ball, no matter what option they gave it to, the Chieftains were right there to stop it. And that's credit to Coach Bahan, defense coordinator as well. Getting his team well prepared throughout the week. Studying the film, kind of having an answer for everything. On the offensive side, I think they were caught off guard a little bit by this Louisburg defense, because they brought the attitude. For sure, and we saw again last week. We'll talk about it. Tongi putting up 60 points, and now here we're going into the second half, and they only have 10. And one with a field goal and a touchdown. And that touchdown too by Claddacy at the end. That was just absolutely the three-ring circus spectacular type. Moves there, just kind of poor tackle on Louisburg's end as well. But I think in the second half. Defensive-wise, I think they're looking to keep everything just like they did in the first half, but definitely on the offensive side, they're probably looking to get the ball moving a little bit more, get Tyler Bowden down into the field, get him moving more. try to get something going, because I wouldn't let this Louisburg team hang around for too long, because they're a couple of big plays away from being right in the mix of this.
Well, last week they, if I remember in the box score right, I think they came back from a 2-touchdown deficit to beat Spring Hill.
Yep.
And so, again, they're very, very capable second half team.
Mm-hmm.
Tonga's got to step up on the defense and get it'd be really good if we can get a good stop here on the opening drive, and kind of set the momentum, set the tone for that second half. So, all right, we are going to take one last break, and then we'll be back for the third quarter. You're watching Tonganoxie Sports Live, presented by Kansas Insurance.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
Community minded, community strong. That's what you get with Community National Bank in Tonganoxie. A small town feel with the best banking services, including great options on loans, checking and saving accounts, CDs, safety deposit boxes, and more. At Community National Bank, people don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. To learn more, check us out on Facebook at Community National Bank KS or visit communitynationalbank.net. Go Chieftains!
And we're back here at Beatty Field in Tonganoxie, Kansas. Chieftains getting ready to start the third quarter with a 10-0 lead in their Frontier League opener against the Louisburg Wildcats. Tonganoxie set to receive the ball to start the third quarter. They had the kickoff, and Louisburg had their opening drive, took 6 minutes off the clock. Pounding the ball on the ground, just kept on going and going and going, and Tongi was able to get the stop, pick up the ball, and tack a field goal on for the opening score. You see the Chieftains over there getting hyped up as the contest gets ready to get underway. Coming back out, doing a little stretching, and I can get a breakdown, and coach is down there on the sideline, just going to bring in his kick return team down there. And Louisburg's kickoff unit runs onto the field.
So yeah, definite goal here for the Chieftains. They're going to start off with the ball here. I think what they would love to have is a long sustaining drive. Kind of get that run game up and going again, chew some clock down, and with a touchdown. I mean, I think that would be the ideal key for Tonganoxie here to start up in the second half. Offense, you could maybe say a little bit of lackluster, a little bit of trying to find their rhythm in the first half. I know they probably had some in-depth conversations about it at halftime, so I'm interested to see how they open up the second half here, how aggressive or how they want to approach.
It's like, Tyler Bowden, one of the two Chieftains back deep. As soon as the other one turns, we will see his number. Lane Riles set to kick the ball away for the Wildcats. Chips it short. Fair catch called for. Brought in at the 32-yard line by Derek Duffett. Tonganoxie to take over the ball on the 32-yard line. Saw last week with in the season opener against Baser Linwood, Tongi would go with the short kicks And I was surprised how long it took Baser Linwood to realize, hey, we can call for a fair catch here.
Right.
The first couple, they had no idea. 3-back set for the Chieftains. Cladessy takes a snap, hands off to Bowden. Punches through the middle for no gain. Brought down by Katau.
Another key difference here, John, and compared to this game this week and last week against Baser, is the offensive line. Last week, pretty much had their way. They dominated up front. They set the tempo. Were able to, march up and down the field pretty much with ease. Tonight, however, with Louisburg, they're kind of more hit and miss, a little more inconsistent, except for here.
As soon as you say that, offensive line gets a great push there. Cladessy hands off to Bowden. Bowden rounds the left side. Picks up a good 7 yards, 8 yards. We're on the spot here, see where 8 yards on that run.
Yeah, just going, but to finish the second half, though, I would just love to see the Tonganoxie offensive line be more consistent, controlling the up front, giving this offense a better shot.
Bailey checking back in for the Chieftains. Hands the ball off to Bowden again. He chews up some ground. Picks up the first down and then a little bit more. Stopped at the 46.
Getting a great aggressive, hard-nosed run there by Bowden again, breaking some tackles, getting up into the second level and lowering the shoulder, kind of pushing the linebacker back, getting that extra yard to pick up the first down.
2 backs for the Chieftains. Bailey comes set, calls for snap. Little play action there. Whips the screen pass to Maxwell. Maxwell not able to come up with the ball.
Yeah, just great pressure there on Louisburg on number 36 Hupp there. Kind of great, just pressuring Bailey, getting up in his face, making him kind of throwing the irate throw there.
Ball just a little bit too far in front of Maxwell. Maxwell was able to get out and get a hand on it, but ball drops the ball against the ground. The 2-back set. Snap goes to Bailey and hand off to Bowden. He stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd and 11 for the Chieftains.
And again, there's Hupp again, just coming off the edge. You saw the right tackle, he was blocking down, so, that kind of just shows off the speed, of the weak side in that situation, the weak side defensive end there, just kind of scraping up over the edge, and wrapping the running back up in the backfield.
3 receivers to the near side for Bailey. Cladessy comes out of the backfield to join receivers. That pass finds Cladessy right in the middle. Picks up an easy 14 yards. Takes it across midfield.
Good route there again by Cladessy, running it up and then bringing it back into the middle of the field. Great throw there by Bailey, putting it right, kind of right between. I know 7's just one number, but still putting it right between the 7. So,
right in the middle of the shoulder pads, making it easy for Cladessy to catch.
Yep.
2 receivers up top for Bailey. He takes a snap, hands off to Bowden. Bowden finds a big hole in a little bit of a cutback lane, and he just keeps motoring up through the hole there. It's finally brought down by a couple of Dominic Owens, one of 3 Wildcats on the tackle there.
You'll have to see that from a running back in football. When guys are wrapping it up and everything, just keep the feet moving, keep driving forward. You will always get that little bit of extra. This kid, he's just a hard-nosed runner. You'll love to see it.
Especially Bowden got a low center of gravity and
Absolutely.
just keeps those legs going. And here goes handoff again. Again, makes the first tackler miss, just slips under him just enough to pick up the first down. Picks up a couple of easy yards there. Sets up 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
So now we're seeing the Tonganoxie offense kind of starting to get into rhythm here, getting the run game going a little bit. Maybe later on trying to open the play-action pass maybe for downfield.
A couple receivers here on the near side. I-back look for the Chieftains. Again, hands off to Bowden. Has a Big hold, and again, able to break the tackle, break it out to the outside. He's going to go. We've got a couple of flags on the play, but Bowden still with a huge run, able to kind of break through, finds that second level, shrugs off a couple tackles, but flags are thrown. One at the first down marker and another one about the 13. You have to guess that's going to be holding on the Chieftains.
Yeah, I didn't see any face mask or horse collar or anything like that yet. So holding. So yeah, I mean, big play there, and
just unfortunate to have it brought back by.
Yeah, I mean those are killers. Let's be honest here. I mean those are killers. When you got the big plays, like that, it just sucks. But it just what you have a short-term memory, just move on. Next play.
Saving grace is that it was just 5 yards from the spot of the foul, so
right.
Chieftains start instead of with a 1st and 15 or 1st and 20, they're back with a 1st and 11 from the 33. Two receivers up top, one near side here. Hand off again to Bowden. This time he's coming right up the middle. Spin move.
Wow.
Able to break. My goodness, I could have sworn.
I think we got a loose ball, John.
Referees are
is he down?
signaling. Looks like. Yeah, look, Tonganoxie is. I'm not sure if the ball ever did pop loose, but regardless, Tonganoxie hangs on to possession. Look, you saw Hovey in the backfield with his arms around Bowden, and thought, okay, he stopped for a loss of one on that play, and then he just keeps moving that little spin move and shiver, and able to turn a 1 yard loss into a 3 yard gain.
Yeah, and and with how elusive he is and how great he can make those moves, the other thing you just got to keep in mind is that when you're doing that, you more than likely there's always going to be players coming from behind to tackle you, so you got to just kind of hold on to that ball as tight as you can. It looked like that was the second fumble of the game, but fortunately for the Chieftains, they were able to fall on it this time.
Robbins, receiver here on the near side, bounding in the backfield. There's a little play action pass, dump off to Dallas Bond. Little screen pass to Dallas Bond, the tight end there. Chieftains pick up 5 yards on that play.
Yeah, that was a great hit there again by Louisburg. Almost jarred the ball loose again. Chieftains,
Chieftains definitely got to make sure to take care of the ball.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't want to be LaShawn McCoy in it out here, just kind of holding it, like a loaf of bread, for sure. But
two receivers up top. One near side for handoff goes to Bowden. Bowden again breaks it around the outside, finds a gap, gets pushed out of bounds by Collins. Another flag on the play.
Let's see what the call is.
Looks like another holding penalty is going to go against the Chieftains.
We always talk about Tyler Bowden, how great of a runner he is, how elusive he is, but I don't think we give enough credit to the speed that he has as well. I mean, you just kind of saw it there. He uses elusiveness, got that little opening, and you just kind of call him turn on the afterburners there, getting up the sideline. Making another great play, but called back again by another holding penalty. So you looked at a potential first down pickup to now you're looking at 3rd and long.
3rd and 15 for the Chieftains. Bailey
got him.
Picks a snap deep and
great. Whoa.
Pass was intended there for Heston Robbins, but Collins able to get his head turned around and great little defense there. Kind of give Robbins just that little bump while the ball was in the air. Nothing, nothing illegal about it. Just both guys going for the ball. And
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, great defense there by Collins.
Chieftains setting up to go forward on the 4th down here. Bowden steps up into Bailey's hip pocket on the right side. Bailey steps back and again goes deep. This time he's Scott Robbins.
Oh. Maybe a little.
Again, just out of Robbins' reach.
Aggressive gamble there by the Chieftains, going for it They obviously there must be some type of mismatch that they've been trying to work with Bond on Collins. It looked like they had him there again on the second time. Maybe a little bit of contact from behind, but I don't think it was nothing too much. But then you also got to ask, was that pass catchable?
Yeah,
too?
It's one of those things that I don't fault the play caller. I mean, we saw in the previous play, Tongi had it covered.
Uh-huh.
And just the stretch that could, if it stretches 2 inches further, he could have caught that, and we're talking a whole different ball game.
I would keep that in the back of my mind though, because that's obviously a mismatch they've been looking for all night.
Yeah. Louisburg takes over on the 37-yard line, 1st and 10. One receiver near side, 3 backs, handoff to the fullback, up, and he gets swallowed up and driven back by the Tonganoxie line there. Connor Bruch in the middle of that. Able to pick up 1 yard on the short scramble there. Same formation for the Wildcats. And
looking like Louisburg now in the second half. They're going to line up. They're going to see what Tonganoxie's giving them, and then they're going to make their adjustments from the sideline now.
And Gutterman checking the sideline, checking his wristband. Comes set. And hand off on the little short counter there, and able to catch the Chieftains defense going the opposite direction.
So
solid run there for Hupp. Picks up 7 yards before he's shoved out of bounds.
So, arguably one of the better runs we've seen from Louisburg tonight. So now they finally kind of got that run done. They finally found that run play, finally breaking through this Tonganoxie defense.
Yeah.
Maybe this little strategy they got going here, kind of checking their play and making their adjustments from the sideline might pay off for them.
Yeah, as you watch that play, got the defensive line shifting to their left, and then obviously the counter play comes back to the Tonganoxie right. Gutterman keeps it and gets wrapped up for a big loss.
There's
Brandon Martin. Again, smart play from the linebackers for Tonganoxie. Watching, and you saw Gutterman kind of think for a second about the fake and then tuck it, and as soon as he saw the tuck, Martin just like shark in the water, just wrapped up Gutterman and took him down for.
Smelling blood in the water, getting back there and attacking. I'll tell you, could be a possible candidate for I don't know if we do defensive game balls or not for the game, but Brandon Martin, considering that he's kind of been in this system now for a little over a week, because I know he announced his transfer here like last Wednesday, so kind of going from Piper to Tongi, getting under the playbook, and
looks like we have a personal foul on the Wildcats as well. Going to turn insult into injury and push them back deep for the punt.
You can tell there. Tongi, I think they're starting to get under the skin of some of these Louisburg players. You can't be having these dead ball fouls. They're just absolutely killer to your football team.
Riles able to get the ball away. Almost blocked there, but fair catch call by Cladesty right there on the 50-yard line. It is Chieftains ball, take over right on the 50. We'll take a short break here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. Brought to you by Kansas Insurance.
Get back in the game with Physical Therapy Solutions in Tonganoxie. As a state-of-the-art outpatient physical therapy clinic, Physical Therapy Solutions will develop a plan of care to help you move, reduce pain, restore function, and prevent disability. Physical Therapy Solutions takes great pride in delivering current, quality-driven treatments. Your physical therapist will work with you to help you under.
And we're going to crash back live here. The change of possession happened a little faster than we were expecting. Bailey takes a snap, hands it off to Bowden, picks up about 3 yards in the play.
3 yards brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 for the Chieftains. We'd said that they took over on their 50-yard line. Looked like after consideration, the spot was just 1 yard inside, but Bowden made short work of it. Bowden to the left of Bailey. Bailey calls for snaps. Got 2 receivers show the play action screenplay, and nothing really develops. Pass goes to Dallas Bond, and he, lands. Doesn't see a lot of green space, but able to kind of recover, get back to just shy of the original line of scrimmage. Takes a loss of just a half a yard loss there. He's up 3rd and 8 for Chieftains on their 49-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. And false start. That's one of those things that in this pistol set and the spread offense that the Chieftains have. It's really hard for. It's really not excusable for the Chieftains to be whistled for false start, because you're waiting on Bailey. Bailey signals the center. The center's the one moving the ball. It's not like you're getting confused on snap count. You just got to pay attention.
Yeah, and any good center too will also kind of vary up when he snaps it, because he might try to hold it a little longer, try to get the defense to hop offside. So when you're an offensive lineman, you just got to listen.
Try trip set again. Looks like the pass complete to Clydesty. Not kind of turning the damage from the false start. Kind of doing a little bit of salvaging there for the Chieftains.
They're lining up to go for it, no doubt.
For the one, no doubt here. 2 backs in the backfield. Short motion for Bowden stepping up in the hip pocket, and Bailey's going to hang on to it. And correction, that's Clydesty, and then Clydesty.
He goes again.
Ball gets knocked loose, but he's able to fall right on it and pick up the first down, and then a little bit. And
looks like we have a Wildcat down to play too.
Official timeout on the field. We're gonna step away with them as the athletic training staff comes onto the field for Louisburg.
We have timeout for an injured player.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to S&S Body Shop in Tonganoxie. S&S has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and more. Plus, they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back at the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
Wizard of Paws, located in charming downtown Tonganoxie, offers personalized pet grooming with an attention to detail. At Wizard of Paws, your pet becomes family and will be in a clean, stress-free, relaxing environment. With appointments throughout the day, Wizard of Paws gives your pet a one-on-one grooming experience, ensuring they return to you quickly and looking fabulous. Call Wizard of Paws at 913-416-0255 or bring your pet in for a free estimate at 612 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie.
We're back to action real quick as the Chieftains stay in the Wildcats set. Direct snap to Clydesty. He hangs on to the ball. He's wrapped up for a short loss on the play. Looks like we're going to head to the. Not quite. We get 28 seconds on play clock, 40 seconds on the game clock. So Chieftains have enough time for one more play here. Stay in the Wildcat. Clydesty calls for the snap. Hangs on forward, follows Bowden around the right side, and he's bounced out of bounds by Brandon Doles for Louisburg. Like here how Tonganoxie's been kind of mixing up the offensive set. You're going with a little bit of Wildcat with the direct snaps to Clydesty. Clydesty's not. He's got an arm, so he can make the pass if he has to. But again, give Gabe Bailey some time to rest and come back in and.
Right.
Happy to see that. We're going to head to the fourth quarter. As you see, Chieftains putting the 4 fingers up for the fourth quarter. We're going to the fourth quarter with your Chieftains leading 10-0.
To be successful on the field or the court, you need a quality team. To be successful in the real estate game, you need the team at White Birch Properties Realty Executives in Tonganoxie. Amanda, Brianna, and Joanna make up this team of like-minded individuals with the goal of making the home buying and selling process enjoyable and stress-free. The team at White Birch Properties is in it to win it. Stop by and put together your game plan at 1203 State Avenue, Suite B in Tonganoxie, or call 913-417-1007.
Wizard of Paws, located in charming downtown Tonganoxie, offers personalized pet grooming with an attention to detail. At Wizard of Paws, your pet becomes family and will be in a clean, stress-free, relaxing environment. With appointments throughout the day, Wizard of Paws gives your pet a one-on-one grooming experience, ensuring they return to you quickly and looking fabulous. Call Wizard of Paws at 913-416-0255 or bring your pet in for a free estimate at 612 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie. Learn more at wizardofpawsgrooming.com.
We're back here to start the fourth quarter. Handoff heads to Bowden. Bowden breaks through to the secondary. Keeps break 3 or 4 more tackles. Picks up 20 yards on that run. And Bowden last week we saw Bowden finding those cutback lanes and kind of instinctively feeling and seeing when to go. And again, this week he shows the same thing. Plays coming to his left, and all of a sudden he kind of sees the defense develop and sees that hole, just immediately hops up right in and takes advantage of it.
Putting that great peripheral vision to use right there, just kind of seeing those cutback lanes open. And
Classy hands off back to Bowden and slips another couple of tackles there and picks up 6 yards to the 5-yard line. Second down and 4 for the Chieftains. Chieftains stay in the Wildcat with Former in the backfield. A little bit of motion. Hands off Bowden. Bowden finally wrapped up there by the Louisburg defensive line. Benjamin Wiedemann, one of three Wildcats on tackle, joined by Colby Katow.
So we're seeing here now, we're coming into the fourth quarter, we're seeing the Chieftains kind of sticking with that Wildcat offense. So not only can they give the handoff to Bowden, but we also got Clydesley back there, which we've already seen tonight. He can run it himself and make big plays too. So kind of end that dual threat back there in the backfield.
Even though it got pushed back, picked up a big gain there, and Bowden punches it in, and he's got a touchdown. Touchdown, Tyler Bowden. Pushes right up the middle, finds that whole offensive line for the Chieftains, doing their job, creating nice, just a small hole. But when you're only 5'8", you can find a lot of room in those small holes.
Absolutely. I mean, he probably tells those big boys every game, just make it big enough. I'll go sideways just to get through there. So,
McWilliams back. Classy gets the hold down, tacks on the extra point. Jackson McWilliams with the point after gives Tonganoxie a 3-score lead here, and as we're at the start of the fourth quarter.
Now you got all the pressure on the Louisburg offense. They have been held to almost 0 points this whole game. Just haven't really gotten anything going yet. It's now or never for this offense. So this drive coming up here, they got to at least get a touchdown out of it if they want to stay into this game.
You talk about wanting to. Sometimes you're as a trailing team, you're okay to settle for a field goal, and again, not in this situation. You're down 3. You're gonna have to score 3 times to even tie, and you really don't want to be down 2 touchdowns. You want to have that flexibility later in the game,
right?
To go for the field goal.
And especially, I mean, you don't want to try to give it back to this Tongi offense as well, because they've found the rhythm now going into the Wildcat formation. So, it's on them. I mean, Louisburg defense, give them their credit. I mean, they have shown up and have done maybe exceeded expectations a little bit with this Chieftain offense, kind of holding them, for most of the first half and a little bit here in the second, but. It's now on this Louisburg offense. It's now or never for them.
Saw McWilliams Stretching out, getting flexible there. Hands the ball. It's ready to pace back his turn. Gutterman back deep for the Wildcats. We'll see if Tonganoxie sends it deep or if it goes for another chip shot. Nice big deep boot by the Mac Williams there. Sends the 5-yard line. Brought in Christian Connor Vose on the return there. Collects it at the 5, is able to get out to the 19-yard line. Solid coverage there from the kickoff return team.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, on that kickoff team, I mean, you want your, you got to be fearless to be on that kickoff team. You just got to get your gunners, just fly down there, get to the ball as fast as you can, wrap them up.
Wildcats getting a 3-back set. Hands off into the middle. Wiedemann able to pick up 4 yards for the Wildcats.
I would be thinking right now, this is not really the most marquee situation to be running the ball still here if I was Louisburg. I mean, I'd be looking to try to air the ball out as we're now under 10 minutes here in the fourth quarter down, 3 scores.
You maybe need to get just the little bit of cushion there because we've seen the Tonganoxie defensive line kind of get through and pressure. You put pressure on Gutterman. Their handoff there right up the middle for Wiedemann. Picks up enough for the first down. Out to the 28-yard line. Compact formation for the Wildcats. Handoff goes nowhere for Louisburg.
Yeah, I mean, this Tonganoxie defense, especially that front 6, they've just been all over this run game of Louisburg tonight. I don't know if the coach has a lack of confidence in the quarterback in the passing game or what's going on, but I'm just kind of puzzled of this approach that they're taking, especially down late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we saw them reel off a 6-minute drive in the first quarter. Again, that's great exhibition. Again, and so we. What do we have going? It looks like we might have had a silent count. As you see, all of a sudden the center.
Yeah, it almost looked like early movement or.
No, I mean they're marking off a down. So I mean, one of the things that I know, team I played for in high school, Wichita High School East, we ran the wishbone and the wing T offense, and one of the things our coaches would do, to kind of help, kind of catch the defensive line. When you're having a defensive line that's getting a good jump on the ball, we'll do a silent count where the center basically will the quarterback will hop up on the center and just goose him, and it's on motion. I think that may be what they're doing there. Gutterman back to the pass, and ball's intended for Brandon Doles. Great coverage there from Tamar Brown, almost coming away with the pick.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him. He was tracking that ball all the way. He almost kind of came up and undercut that pass, almost just kind of got the interception there. Nevertheless, great defense, though, and Louisburg here, I mean, they got to go for it. So we're looking now at fourth and 10.
Yeah, it looks like.
Are they going to punt it?
Yeah, it looks like we've got Riles back to kick the ball away for the Wildcats. Low snap's able to get the ball away. Low line drive kick takes a Louisburg bounce, rolls across midfield. Spotted at the 49-yard line for Tonganoxie. So Tonganoxie again going to start in great field position.
Yeah. All right.
We'll take a quick break here, and we'll get back to action with 7:30 remaining in the fourth quarter. Your Chieftains leading 17-0.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission understands that the benefits of recreation are endless. That's why they are continually working to develop programs for all the residents of Tonganoxie. Great programs like the 3rd and 4th grade basketball league and the 4th through 6th grade volleyball clinics. Registration for those programs are open right now and are great for any skill level. For more information or to get registered, go to tongirec.org.
We're back to action here, and good timing. We were
my
able to make it
goodness.
back because ball handed off to Bowden. Bowden streaks up the right sideline for a touchdown. You know, one of the things they teach you in broadcasting is as soon as you take a commercial thinking you're going to have enough time, you don't. And
Right.
the Tonganoxie offense proved me right there. You know, thankfully, we're able to get back and bring you that touchdown by Isaac Bowden. You know, ball snapped, and he's, you know, finds that hole on the right side and just darts through the secondary untouched for a touchdown there.
Yeah, I mean, you give, you know, kind of, again, we talked about question.
Mac Williams up with the extra point. This through the uprights and good.
Again, and we talked about Louisburg on that last drive, kind of questionable play calling and then punting it away, giving the Chieftains, again, great field position basically on midfield. And, you know, we just kind of saw it there. They just kind of rattled off that quick, you know, touchdown run by Bowden, and, you know, that could just be the end of it here.
Yeah, you have to think that, you know, going up 4 scores with 7 minutes left, I think 60 is going to be out of reach for the Chieftains. But, you know, as we saw last week, Coach Troy are not afraid to keep pushing as much as they need to kind of keep the offense rolling. You know, not really take your foot off the gas pedal there.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen crazy things happen in the world of sports, and I mean, in football, when you're up, you know, 24-0 in the fourth. I mean, we saw the Kansas City Chiefs come back in a quarter from being down 24-0. Now, granted, different circumstances, but what I'm saying here is that no lead is safe. There could be just some crazy witchcraft, witching hour type stuff that could happen here.
Yeah, you know, again, they do have a little bit longer quarters in the league.
Right.
Hopefully, you know, we'll be able to see some of these players at least making it to the next level. You know, Cole Sample made it to the Shrine Bowl, and so, you know, we're going to be watching him. Hopefully, see another couple of Chieftains come out and go to the next level. But rambled on long enough. Mac Williams stepping back his run up. Eight-yard back. Big boot for Mac Williams, and he sends it into the end zone. You know, last week we saw Tonganoxie spend a lot of time with the chip shots and the short kicks, and weren't sure whether that was strategic or talent. And Mac Williams this week has definitely proved that it was a strategic move.
Yeah,
because, you know, the last 2 kickoffs have just been booming. You know, and it's not like he has the advantage of the wind, as you can see.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's
if we you know, kind of widen that shot out a little bit, and you can see the giant flag hanging off of the fire truck is stock still. You know, last week at Baser Linwood, the fire truck flag was moving a little bit, and one receiver set for the Wildcats, and Wiedemann on the carry, picks up 5 yards. Mentioned last week the similar size flag hanging off of the fire truck. You know, love seeing that in high school football, getting the community involved. But last week at Baser Linwood, even at the end of the game, the flag was moving. You know, there was a little bit of motion, even if the flagpole wasn't waving. But, you know, tonight it's just dead still. And one receiver up top for the Wildcats, and Gutterman keeps it and picks up a couple yards. Brings up the right side, and it's going to bring up third and a long 5.
I think now I would like to question the coaching and the play call of Louisburg here. To me, this is absolutely, you know, probably passing on every down. I would think trying to move the ball downfield, but
Louisburg comes up with one receiver in the set, and they're able to pick up the first down. Wiedemann breaks through before he's wrapped up by Heston Robbins for the Chieftains. You know, I'm kind of curious. You know, one of the things we mentioned in the first half is Louisburg has a fairly short roster. You know, a lot of these guys are going both ways.
Right.
Early in the season, maybe, you know, you talk about trying to get out of here without, you know, kind of avoiding injuries. Wildcats hand it off up the middle again. Katow on the carry, wrapped up the line of scrimmage, picks up a couple of yards. You know, maybe the coaching staff is, you know, looking at it. It's, you know, again, for them, it's the second week of conference play. It's still early going. Let's, you know, kind of. Don't want to say they're giving up, but, you know, kind of, you know, manage expectations and get out of here safe and healthy, and don't give up another score to Tonganoxie.
I mean, if you want to hand Tonganoxie the win, I mean, I guess this is the best way you can do it right here. But, you know, as we're starting to see now, you know, they're starting to get some success going here.
You know, as soon as we talk about that, Wiedemann takes the handoff, comes back to the left side through the middle, and is able to pick up 10-plus yards and first down.
I mean, unfortunately, I think it's just a little too late for Louisburg, the way they're moving the ball now. But, you know, let's try to look at it from a positive side. You know, for them, if they can drive it down the field and score on this play, that kind of gives them that positive. All right, now we got something to build on as we go into week 3 next week. So, you know, just trying to end it on a high note.
Yeah, Wildcats stay in that one receiver set, 3 backs. Snap comes. Now they step back to pass, and
oh my goodness!
As soon as you talk about that, Connor Vose.
They must be listening to our broadcast, and they're hearing what we're saying.
Something like that. You know, Connor. Then pound, and then all of a sudden break out the. Not even a play action, because you saw Gutterman step back immediately and look to pass, but.
Well, it's almost the way they've been running the ball. You almost don't need to do the play action, because it's like they're just expecting the defense to almost sell out to stop the run, and then it's like, oh my goodness, he's passing.
Hand off to Wiedemann up the middle, picks up 4 yards. He's up 2nd and 6 from the 11-yard line. Andrew Colvert, one of the Chieftains, in on the tackle there. 3-back set, again, one receiver to the left side for the Wildcats. Quick handoff for Louisburg. Handoff to Hupp, the fullback. He's brought down for short gain, picked up a couple yards there. 3rd and 4 from the 9. Coming in on 3 minutes left to go in the game. Connor Vose, again, the lone receiver at the top of the formation for Louisburg. Yeah. And Wiedemann's able to convert for the Wildcats. Wiedemann, second option there on the handoff, and he's able to break through and get through the Chieftains secondary. Punched in for a kind of a consolation prize there for the visitors from Louisburg.
Right. I mean, that score is not going to change the outcome of this game at all. However, what it does is on Louisburg's side, it builds up their confidence again. Say, hey, we finally did something positive, something to build up on. For the Chieftain defense, they got to be a little frustrated. They took a shutout, with almost inside 2 minutes in the fourth, and to lose it. So.
And Riles with the kick is up, and he tacks on the extra point. Again, Louisburg, you have to say they really did execute very well on that last drive. From a competitive sense, you question some of the play calling, but from a coaching and player development standpoint, that was a great drive, because you see them finding success on the run. Several plays, just boom, boom, boom. Short gains, and then they they uncorked that pass.
Absolutely. I mean, without a doubt, the best drive that the Wildcats have put on this whole game. It's great. Just great positive to end on. They love maybe get the ball back, maybe try to score again. They'll build it up, but.
Next Friday, September 18th, your Tonganoxie Chieftains football team is traveling to Paola High School.
Yeah, right now it looks like Chieftains are going to get out of this week, start off with a 2-0 record to start the season. As we just heard the PA here at Tonganoxie say, next week going on the road at Paola, another great football team. So really looking forward to watching that game next week.
And we will bring that game to you right here on Tonganoxie Sports Live, live from Paola. John Roshkolb here with Dylan Funk as your Chieftains give up the shutout, but still hold quite a comfortable 17-point lead, 24-7 with 2:49 left in the game. See what Louisburg has in mind here. Thought for a second that they were going to. Yeah, it looks like they're lining up for an onside kick, so we'll see. Again, Louisburg's not going to go away easy. That's a pretty solid execution on the onside kick, and I think Louisburg has recovered. Yeah, I was going to say Brandon Doles comes up with the ball.
Well. What do we have us here?
Louisburg is not going to go gentle into that good night by any means.
And me myself being a former competitor, I can respect that. I really can. Doesn't matter, if it's 0-0 or if you're getting blown out, at the county. Just, don't go down without a fight. And I can appreciate and I can respect Louisburg, showing their competitive spirit here.
Yeah, the onside kick, was usually expect to see those pop up a little bit, but kind of caught a lucky bounce as the Chieftains weren't able to wrap it up.
Absolutely.
One receiver top again for the Wildcats. And
got him again.
Connor Vose again, the deep threat there for Louisburg, but
just a little underthrown there on that throw. I think if he would have actually had thrown it on target, I think that could have been a well-contested throw, and he could have had a chance.
Yeah, Vose had to, the pass was just a little bit too much to the inside of the field. Vose had to come back across his defender, and just like traffic, you have to yield right away. And three-back set again, and handoff to Wiedemann.
Wiedemann on the carry for a short gain, brings up 3rd down.
Handoff to the tailback, and he's wrapped up. Looks like he might give him a yard on the spot there. Brings up 3rd and 9 from the 48-yard line. Jackson Stevens checking into the game for the Chieftains defense. Bose again heads to the left hash mark. Hand off to Wiedemann, and Wiedemann moves the pile good 4 yards, bring up 4th down and 5 for the Wildcats. We've got a timeout called by Louisburg. They'll talk it over, and you expect them to go for it here. It's one of those things that.
Oh, absolutely.
Minute 49 in the game, and not horrible field position, even if they do turn over on downs. But you definitely expect to see them run.
Yeah, I mean, Louisburg in this situation, they have nothing to lose. What do they have, to lose here? So, I think if you punt in this situation, that's just kind of a bad look. That is kind of showing, waving the white flag. All right, that's it. That's it. But I gotta expect them to go for it. Leave it all out there on the field.
Yep. We'll see them, try and take something away for next week. Tonganoxie defense taking a quick water break and waiting for the Wildcats to finish tucking up on the far side. See what Coach Ebenstein has has drawn up for the 4th down conversion attempt. Compact set for the Wildcats. Both of the tailbacks motion up to the line of scrimmage, and solid play. It's a look that the Chieftains haven't seen all night, and it works, as the Gutterman was able to find Jace Hovey.
Yeah, and great play there by Gutterman too. Because Tonganoxie, brought the rush on that play, brought the blitz. Just kind of staying, not trying not to throw off his back foot. Kind of like some of the bad throws we've seen him make as he's getting hit. Just getting it off early enough, getting it up there to Hovey. Great execution there on that 4th down play.
Hovey, the receiver, top of the formation for the Wildcats. And handoff. Handoff to the keeper by Gutterman there. One of the hallmarks of teams that play in the wishbone offense is when the play fakes are done well, a lot of times it's hard for broadcasters to see who has the ball, and case in point right there, see all sorts, all 3 backs going in different directions, and then see a big pile, and Gutterman's in the middle of it, and Louisburg takes another timeout. Just over 1 minute to play here from Beatty Field. Tonganoxie well in control of their Frontier League opener, leading the Wildcats 24-7.
Yeah, and kind of what we talked about last week, because last week we talked about first game of the season, and also, that being your rival game, how important it was to get on top and get the win there. Well, it's just as important when it's your home opener, too, and especially when it's your first game in conference as well. It's just as important to get on top and get the win here, because like Baldwin already Louisburg already having the conference win last week. So if they would have come in here and beaten Tongi tonight, that kind of would have put Tongi in a little bit of a hole already this early in the season. And, you want to play as much as you can up front. You don't want to be trying to come back from behind.
Shotgun offense for Louisburg, and again had check on that. That was the Wildcat set there for Louisburg.
The Wildcats and the Wildcat?
A little bit different set with the direct snap there to Katau, but again catching the Chieftain defense, not necessarily napping, but slightly unprepared for that. Pass to Vose for another first down.
Yeah, trying to keep this Chieftain defense accountable here. And it's like, hey, we know you beat us, but we're gonna we're not gonna go down without a fight, as we can see here.
Yeah, and then there's Gutterman hands off to Wiedemann, and Wiedemann able to come around the outside on the right-hand side, get some right off his blocks and the good seal blocks from the Wildcat offense, and Louisburg adds another touchdown.
Yeah,
here with 33 seconds to go.
Yeah. I don't. This play call that Louisburg has gone to here late in the 4th quarter, it's just been absolutely, phenomenal for them so far. It's been working very well as we see back-to-back drives, ending in touchdowns for them. The Louisburg coach, he's got to be smiling ear to ear, because this is kind of what the kind of performance you want to finish a game out with. Try to build upon that as you go into the next week.
And Riles tacks on the extra point there to cut the lead to 10, or cut the Chieftains lead to 10, 24-14 with 33.5 seconds to go here in Tonganoxie. Take a quick break. You're watching Tonganoxie Sports Live from Beatty Field.
Community minded, community strong. That's what you get with Community National Bank in Tonganoxie, a small town feel with the best banking services, including great options on loans, checking and saving accounts, CDs, safety deposit boxes, and more. At Community National Bank, people don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. To learn more, check us out on Facebook at Community National Bank KS or visit communitynationalbank.net. Go Chieftains! Community minded, community strong. That's what you.
And we're back at Beatty Field as Louisburg is definitely, kind of picked up a little bit here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
We talked about the play calling in these last two drives have been solid for Wildcats, and they're lining up for the onside kick again. And again, the Chieftains almost unable to come up with that, but Brandon Martin able to corral the bounce off of the turf and
great. Hats off to Louisburg. Great fight there. Showing the end here. It's awesome to see. But I think now the Chieftains, they're just gonna maybe take a couple of knees here, or maybe try to run it out. Louisburg still has a couple of timeouts, so they do wish to spend those. They'll have to run a play, maybe try to get a first down.
So the scoreboard shows 2 timeouts, but I'm pretty sure that Louisburg should only have 1. We'll see.
Regardless, if you're the Chieftains here, though, do not give up a turnover.
Absolutely.
Wildcats
Wildcats set to Kaleidosty, hands off to Bowden, and Bowden picks up, looks like 7 yards there for the 5-yard. A little bit of a nice courtesy spot there for Bowden. Turns 7 into 8 yards. Another handoff to Bowden, and he's going to.
And that will do it.
Churn through for another 7 yards for the first. Brings up the first down, and 1st and 10 on the 40. And that is going to be our ball game tonight. Your final score here from Tonganoxie. Chieftains 24, Wildcats 14. Chieftains moved to 2-0 on the Frontier League season, 2-0 on the regular season, 1-0 on the Frontier League table. And Louisburg falls to 1-1 overall and in the Frontier League. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the SNS Auto Body post-game show right here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to S&S Body Shop in Tonganoxie. S&S has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and more. Plus, they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
To be successful on the field or the court, you need a quality team. To be successful in the real estate game, you need the team at White Birch Properties Realty Executives in Tonganoxie. Amanda, Brianna, and Joanna make up this team of like-minded individuals with the goal of making the home buying and selling process enjoyable and stress-free. The team at White Birch Properties is in it to win it. Stop by and put together your game plan at 1203 State Avenue, Suite B in Tonganoxie, or call 913-417-1007.
Welcome back to Beatty Field. Tonganoxie running out a 24-14 winner over Louisburg. Welcome back to the postgame show brought to you by S&S Body Shop. Since 1972, S&S Body Shop has been the place to go in Tonganoxie for auto body and repair work. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193. John Roshkop here with Dylan Funk. You kind of talk real quick about the player of the game. You know, up until the fourth quarter, I was really wanting to give it to Martin because he had a great game. You know, solid coverage, solid on the tackles, and
absolutely.
You know, one of the things that, you know, obviously I don't want to take it away from him based on the performance there, as far as, you know, but Bowden then kind of made a case for it. So I'm going to leave it up to the Tongi grad. Who are we giving the player of the game to?
you know what? We can easily make an argument probably every week to give it to Tyler Bowden. Well, tonight I'm showing love to the new guy, the new guy in town, Brandon Martin. Kind of like what I was saying earlier, you know, he hasn't been here all summer with this offense, with working with this defense, working with this team. He's kind of been here for less than 2 weeks. So kind of showing how impressive he was, kind of having that little preparation, and showing him, especially there in the fourth quarter on special teams and defense, he was involved in almost every play. He was there at every tackle, always near the ball. I'm giving the game ball to to Brandon Martin.
And, you know, good call on that, you know, because he was dominant in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a couple of big sacks there on Gutterman early in the going, and definitely kept the Wildcats at bay through 3 quarters. You know, coming in off of solid defensive performance last week. It was great to see the defense pitch a shutout for 3 innings.
Right.
Or 3 innings. Pitch a shutout for 3 quarters. I mean, we're mixing metaphors. Might as well just go all the way.
Might as well just swing for the fences.
And throwing up the shutout for 3 quarters, and they kind of gives the offense a chance to kind of relax in that fourth quarter and just execute and
definitely. And when we get Coach Troyer up here in a minute, you know, like we asked him last week, said, you know, the team did so great. What's kind of the one thing you guys really want to work on? And without hesitation, he said the run defense. Absolutely need to fix the run defense. Well, I think it got fixed, and it looked pretty stellar tonight. And I think he's going to be very happy with their performance.
Absolutely, he definitely looked solid. You know, again, up until the fourth quarter, when both teams kind of got tired, it was easier for Tonganoxie to, you know, they pretty much manhandled and controlled the line of scrimmage there and held the Wildcats to not a lot of big plays. You know, they did, again. We talked about the play calling in the fourth quarter by the Wildcats coaching staff. You know, you got to wonder if some of those plays had been called in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a different ballgame.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's kind of the big, you know, what if that Louisburg will be asking themselves on this long bus ride that they got ahead of them. You know, just kind of what if, you know, we would have been a little more aggressive on the offensive play calling earlier in the game. You know, because well before the fourth quarter, Louisburg's defense was keeping them in the game, and if they were getting any output from the offense side of the ball, I mean, it could have been a completely different ball game. But, you know, hats off to Tonganoxie and this crew. You know, congratulations on the 2-0 start. Got a big week of preparation ahead of them as they go off to face Paola next week, and that's a salty football team over there too. So
absolutely
looking forward to it.
I see Coach Troyer on his way up, so we will take a quick break, and we'll be back to the S&S Body Shop postgame show right after this break.
Awesome.
Community minded, community strong. That's what you get with Community National Bank in Tonganoxie. A small town feel with the best banking services, including great options on loans, checking and saving accounts, CDs, safety deposit boxes, and more. At Community National Bank, people don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. To learn more, check us out on Facebook at Community National Bank KS or visit communitynationalbank.net. Go Chieftains!
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission understands that the benefits of recreation are endless. That's why they are continually working to develop programs for all the residents of Tonganoxie. Great programs like the 3rd and 4th grade basketball league and the 4th through 6th grade volleyball clinics. Registration for those programs are open right now and are great for any skill level. For more information or to get registered, go to tongirec.org or call the Tonganoxie Recreation Commission at 913-845-3502. Get back in the game with Physical Therapy Solutions in Tonganoxie. As a state-of-the-art outpatient physical therapy clinic, Physical Therapy Solutions will develop a plan of care to help you move, reduce pain, restore function, and prevent disability. Physical Therapy Solutions takes great pride in delivering current, quality-driven treatments. Your physical therapist will work with you to help you understand your body so you will achieve long-term health benefits. To learn more, call Physical Therapy Solutions at 913-417-7400 or visit ptsolutionsks.com. Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com.
And welcome back to Beatty Field here in Tonganoxie. John Rochhold with Tonganoxie Sports Live here with Coach Troyer. Coach, great performance tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Different look than last week, different score line for sure, but same dominating performance. What stood out to you as good things for you?
Defensively shutting them down through 4 2/3 quarters. Our defense, picked up, and we knew they were going to try to grind the clock, which they did. We didn't get the ball till 6 minutes left in the first quarter, and then with their offense, they just went 4 yards at a time, and they did a good job keeping us off the field. But our kids were resilient. When they did get on the field, they were able to make points out of it.
You talked about the resiliency of the kids. Obviously starting kind of a lot slower than last week, where we were just able to put up a field goal on that first drive. When you had the team on the sideline after that, were you concerned, or was anybody on the team concerned about stepping back, or were they?
No, we got down there and we got the points. So, and we knew that our defense was ready to step up, and they played a great half. We came out that second drive and stuffed them, and then we were able to go down and score again before the half.
Obviously, we saw a lot more of the Wildcat set this week with Clydesty. Looked solid. Gabe Bailey had a lot of good looks.
Right, he did a great job stepping in. He made some great passes, in key situations. Some 3rd and longs, and he hit him down. Get the 12 yards and get us the first down. So.
Yep. And we talked. Dylan and I were the postgame player. We kind of had a toss up there, but talk about the player Brandon Martin. He's our player of the game, and he was a Mike linebacker for us, and his job was to seek out the fullback, and he did a good job. He had quite a few tackles tonight, and just all the way across the board. I thought we were able to slow down their attack, keep them from getting that 4 yards, and maybe get some losses in there. And he and Andrew Colvert and Splekel did a great job in the middle there. And we were talking about watching. A lot of times he was perfectly tracking the play, just kind of watching, waiting, and the one I remember, he was just right in front of us here in the box, and he was tracking Gutterman, and then you saw Gutterman tuck, and then all of a sudden it was like a shark to a blood spill. And just
he's got a great instinct for the ball, and he'll find it, and he's good at getting off blocks and making plays.
So start 2-0, 1-0 in the Frontier League, and head down to Paola next week.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on that game?
Well, it's always an interesting matchup. We played them 2 years ago in the playoffs, and it was a hard-fought game, through that. And we ended up playing them last year. We're both undefeated in the regular season last year, and we didn't play, so we were co-league champions. And so this will be a great game. It's two different styles of offense and hard-nosed defense. So it's going to be a great game.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts on the night, Coach?
Well, it's like Tyler. They kind of bottled us up for a while, and you knew sometime he was going to break out, and that long run in the fourth quarter kind of iced the deal for us.
Yeah. We were commenting, just like last week against Baser Linwood. Tyler is just so good at keeping his legs moving and dropping that low. Small frame, but dropping it really low, keeping that center of gravity low, keeping the engine moving and. Look great. Look forward to seeing what we can do next week in Paola. Hopefully move to 3-0 on the year. And,
absolutely.
We will take one last break here at the SNF Body Shop postgame show. You're watching Tonganoxie Sports Live.
With the First State Bank and Trust mobile app, you can bank from anywhere. Check your balance while you're waiting in line here, or transfer funds while you're here. Forget to pay that bill? Pay it from here. Don't cut your visit short to go to the bank. Make your deposit from here. And remember, you're always welcome to bank right here. Did you know First State Bank and Trust has donated over $112,000 to Tonganoxie schools? Every time you swipe your Tonganoxie Chieftain debit card, we donate. For more information, visit us at firststateks.com. Member FDIC.
Midwest Chiropractic Center in Tonganoxie is ready to get you back to being the active, energetic person you want to be. Midwest Chiropractic offers a friendly and caring environment with the most comprehensive care for your chiropractic, rehabilitative, and fitness needs. Dr. Robert Shook and Dr. Daniel Haug at Midwest Chiropractic Center care about your health, and their approach to care proves it. To schedule your appointment, call 913-369-0022 or visit them at mwchiropractic.com.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
And we are back here at Tonganoxie Sports Live, presented by Kansas Insurance. Tonganoxie runs out big winners on the night, 24-14 over Louisburg. Dylan, give me some of your final thoughts on tonight's game.
My final thoughts on tonight's game is kind of thing that comes to my mind is finishing. Really, we saw Tonganoxie all game really just have their way with Louisburg. Defensive side shut them down pretty much until they're late in the fourth quarter. Offensively, it took them a little more time to find their rhythm than it did last week, but they did eventually find it. They're towards the end, giving up kind of back-to-back touchdowns, which of course didn't change the outcome of the game. But again, kind of looking back on the defense, like, come on guys, let's finish strong. Let's not give up just back-to-back, garbage time is what they would call it, touchdowns. So I think this week, especially when they're going to play Paola, like we heard Coach say, it's kind of like the clash of titans from last year, both being undefeated. This is kind of their first time playing each other since that playoff game 2 years ago where Paola did win in a hard-fought game. So I think this Chieftain team, is just going to have repetition, and practice, finishing every rep. Don't take anything for granted. Leave it all out there on the field.
All right. Well, like I said, thank you all. Thank you to everyone who joined us for tonight's broadcast. Again, Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance. At Kansas Insurance, you'll find personalized coverage designed for you. As an agency, they believe in taking time to issue personal care and attention for each individual client. To see how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most, call 913-369-6600. This is John Rochkolb for Dylan Funk, signing off from Beatty Field. You've been watching Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Good night, Tonganoxie.
You've been watching Tonganoxie High School Athletics on your new home for the Chieftains, Tonganoxie Sports Live. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance, locally owned and operated. Learn more at kansasins.com. Also by Brothers Market, Community National Bank, Midwest Chiropractic Center, SNS Auto Body, The White Birch Agency Realty Executives, Physical Therapy Solutions, First State Bank and Trust, the Tonganoxie Recreation Commission, and Wizard of Paws. Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Chieftains, Tonganoxie Sports Live.